come spend the day with me. I was getting up kind of early and the dogs were like, yeah, go on with your bad self. We don't even want to come. I had to head over to one of my buildings to meet an inspector, but I had plenty of things to do while I was waiting. I had to set up the new smart switches to remotely control the boiler and the pumps. So I did that. And then I had a bunch of other things around the building, like just routine, emptying out quarters, things like that. And then I had also gotten a new electronic keypad for the garage. Sometimes my contractors have to come in and out. It's a smart garage door opener, so they could use HomeKit, but they just won't or can't figure it out. So I've given up. They'll be able to use the keypad. Unfortunately, I dropped one of the screws here. I spent about 10 minutes looking for it, and then I said, screw it. No pun intended. And luckily, I have a bunch of other screws laying around, so I was able to find one of the same size, get that installed, which I was very happy to be done with. And now I will have nice and easy access for whoever needs to get in here. So that will be convenient. Then I finished my inspection appointment, which was good. And then I had to head over to the bank to get a bunch of cash because 'tis the season for holiday tips and all the things. So I had to get that. And then I had to run over to Amazon Fresh to do an Amazon return. So annoying. At this point, it was raining and I do not like rain. So I made a run for it to go to Chili's and get some nice hot soup. So good. And a salad. And then when I got home, I was so excited. I had gotten a few packages. First up was from Naturium. And this was a surprise. I love Naturium products. And I believe this is new because I love their lip balms, but this one has a new shimmer in it and it's so pretty. I am kind of a disaster today, or I would show you. Then I had gotten some things from Old Navy. I had gotten this dress for less than $20 that I wore to the St. Regis Sabrage, and they're having a huge sale. Cooper, of course, is supervising. So I got the same dress in white. It was like, I don't know, $17 or something. And then I got a few other. This is why I'm not an influencer. This is like literally the worst try-on haul ever. I didn't even take off my socks. I'm so sorry, but I was in a hurry and I was cold and tired. Anyway, all to say, Old Navy has a bunch of really nice dresses despite this terrible try-on haul for really cheap if you're interested. I had also purchased some of the things from the Victoria's Secret Love Shack Fancy collab. I don't know why I bought that. I returned it. But they all arrived at different times. Like these are the sweatpants and I had already gotten this sweatshirt that it goes together and I had already worn the sweatshirt, but I've never had any Victoria's Secret. Well, I've never had any clothing, but anyway, very comfortable. Then unfortunately I had to sit forever and just do work. Boring computer work, scanning in receipts, doing some accounting, working on an appeal. I sat here for so long, just typing away at my computer, and the dogs were like, are we done yet? Because this is boring. Then Kurt came over and saved the doggos, and the sky was so pretty when it was setting. And Cooper was like, excuse me, can we go somewhere fun? Because he heard Kurt talking about the Lincoln Park Zoo, and he's like, can I come, please? So eventually we did stop snuggling and teasing Cooper and head out because the dogs wanted to go for a walk. So we headed out. It was kind of dark, so I didn't film too much because it was chaos. Cooper was feral. Then Kurt and I went over to the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. Tell me why this man, again, was dressed like it was summer. He was like, oh, it's going to be so warm. He's wearing a fleece, a t-shirt, and like regular pants. I, on the other hand, am wearing 2 pairs of pants, including 1 fleece pants, a sweatshirt, a big puffer coat, all the things, gloves, and yeah, he's freezing. I'm still cold. He originally wanted to go to this on Sunday when it was like 40 degrees colder, and I said, sir, you have lost your ever-loving mind. I mean, we went today when it was like a heat spell, and we were still freezing. So we walked around, enjoyed the lights for a little bit, and then poor Kurt, kind of through his own fault, was very cold. So after we walked a little bit, we did try to find some sort of warmth, things like that, but it was quite chilly. I thought this little restaurant thing was going to be indoors. It was not. It was outside. It was like a little, I don't know, cafe or kiosk. I don't know what you want to call it, but we got some hot chocolate, sat by the fire, warmed up a little bit. And I do mean little bit. It was still very cold. It's just like damp or something. So anyway, we finished up at the zoo lights, and then I had heard of this place, Professor Pizza, which was supposed to be really good. It's on my list of places to try. Whoever told me this was good is a troll. When we walked in, it was pretty empty. I was like, uh-oh. I'm so sorry. This was not horrific. It was not great. So to the person who did the TikTok review saying it was great, I do not like you. Anyway, we just headed home, and Cooper is still feral. So we are going to be playing fetch with him for about an hour or two, trying to avoid the 3 a.m. pickle party, but there's no avoiding it. It just happens. Oscar, on the other hand, just wants snuggles, and he wants to cuddle, and he is just an absolute love bug. I hope you all had a wonderful night and stayed warm.